Noah's Ark. Long ago, the earth was filled with people, but their hearts had drifted far from God. Violence and wickedness spread like shadows across the land. Goodness became rare, and sorrow filled each passing day. Yet God saw everything, and his heart was deeply grieved. Among all the people, there was one man who walked faithfully with God. His name was Noah, and his heart was set on righteousness. He trusted God even when all others turned away. God looked upon Noah with favor and delight. God saw that the earth had become corrupt and filled with violence. His heart was filled with pain over what his creation had become. "I will send a great flood to cleanse the earth," God declared. Yet even in judgment, his mercy remained. God called Noah and spoke words both solemn and filled with hope. "You and your family will be saved," he promised with tenderness. God commanded Noah to build a great ark of refuge. Through obedience, life would be preserved from destruction. God gave Noah precise and detailed instructions for the ark. The ark was to be long, wide, and tall, built with strength and care. Every measurement and detail mattered in God's perfect plan. Noah listened intently and treasured every word in his heart. Noah began building the ark exactly as God had commanded. Day after day, he cut and shaped the wood with faithful hands. His family labored beside him beneath the open heavens. Their hands grew weary, but their faith remained unshaken. People gathered to mock Noah and his strange work. "Why build a ship on dry land?" they scoffed with contempt. Their words were sharp as arrows, but Noah did not waver. He chose faith over fear and silence over defending himself. At last, after years of labor, the great ark stood complete. Its mighty wooden walls rose like a monument of faith against the sky. God saw Noah's faithful obedience and was well pleased. Now the time had come for the next step of his plan. God sovereignly brought animals from every corner of the earth to the ark. They came 2 by 2, male and female, just as God had spoken. The clean animals came in greater numbers for worship and sacrifice. Noah watched in wonder at God's perfect orchestration. When all were safely inside, God called Noah and his family to enter. The Lord himself shut the heavy door of the ark behind them. Outside, the world continued in its ways, unaware and unconcerned. Inside, they waited in solemn silence for what was to come. Dark clouds covered the heavens, and rain began to fall from above. The fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of heaven opened. The rain poured down without ceasing for 40 days and 40 nights. The earth slowly vanished beneath the rising waters of judgment. The ark lifted gently upon the swelling floodwaters. Though the storm raged fiercely outside, God kept them perfectly safe within. Noah prayed continually, clinging to God's unfailing promise. Within those wooden walls, precious life was sheltered and secure. For many long months, the waters covered the face of the earth. The ark drifted across the silent, endless expanse of water. Noah waited with patience, fully trusting in God's perfect timing. Their faith sustained them through each long, uncertain day. At last, God remembered Noah and every living thing within the ark. He sent a wind across the waters, and they began to recede. The mountaintops slowly emerged once more into view. With the drying land, hope began to rise in their hearts. Noah opened the window and first sent out a raven to search. Then he sent a dove to see if the waters had subsided. The dove returned, carrying a freshly plucked olive leaf in its beak. It was a beautiful sign of new life, restoration, and God's peace. When the earth was fully ready, God commanded Noah to leave the ark. Noah, his family, and all the animals stepped forth onto the dry ground. The world felt fresh, cleansed, and holy after the judgment. A new beginning had dawned for all creation. Noah immediately built an altar and offered a sacrifice of thanksgiving to God. The offering rose like a pleasing aroma before the throne of heaven. God was deeply pleased with Noah's humble and grateful heart. Now a sacred covenant was about to be established. God set his glorious rainbow across the sky as an eternal sign. "This is my covenant with you and with all living creatures," he declared. "Never again will a flood destroy the earth and all life upon it." The rainbow shone brilliantly as a testimony of God's eternal faithfulness.